No.
Okay, I will come back.
You had to, didn't you? Okay, now we're ready.
Great. Hi, everybody. Good to see you again. As you all already know, my name is Professor Cartledge, and I was told to come here today and experiment with aggregate limits with you. Isn't that exciting? I'm excited. I love aggregate limits. I want to see if I remember your names. I know you're Tiffany, because I see your card, and you are Jenna. Your card's on the floor backwards, so I believe you were Billy.
Yes.
Billy, all right, good. Then my memory is great. Anyways, today we are going to be experimenting with aggregate limits. Now, if I am correct, has Chad already discussed a little bit of aggregate limits with you all?
Not really.
No, okay, then I am starting from the ground point. So, we are going to redo the entire C-code presentation from the beginning.
Wait, you're right, he did it. Okay.
Oh, he did?
Yeah,
Oh, great, because I was scared that I was going to have to do that whole presentation.
Me too.
That one is boring. I hate it, except for this part of it, because this is where I come in, and I love it. All right, well, anyways, before we begin any kind of experimentation, you always have to practice safe experimentations, right?
Goggles?
Yes, we need safety goggles,
Your PPE.
which I have brought them. Now, I already am wearing prescription goggles. I'm going to put those aside because they are not built to protect my eyes from explosions, which this experiment has been known to do from time to time. So, my eyes are now safe from external combustions of some sorts, all right? I can't see now, though, except everything is yellow, so I will just wear these over them and problem is solved. I am now protected doubly from eye damage. The next thing you must always wear is your safety helmet. This safety helmet will protect you in the event that an explosion brings things to your head, right? I have been known to bump my head a few times when I was younger, so I always wear my helmet, all right? Now that I am prepared, we can now experiment with aggregate limits. Are you excited?
Yes.
Only one of you are excited. How are you all not excited? Are you excited?
Yes.
Now only two of you are excited and you are no longer excited. What is going on? Are we excited?
Yes.
Ha! There we go. I'm excited too. All right. Let me set the story for you. Once upon a time, there was a student who wanted financial aid. So, bam, we gave him financial aid. But you can't just award a student with unlimited financial aid. We must set limits. And that is what we are going to discuss today. In this jar, it's really a bucket, not really a jar, but in this bucket that is surrounded by Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is a bunch of liquid. Now, for the purpose of this experiment, I requested red liquid. It is blood from the previous training class. I've kept it for this purpose. Your all's blood will be part of my next experiment next class, if that's all right. It's really just H2O, which, by the way, H2O, which is water, can actually be dangerous. If you drink too much of it, it can kill you. I didn't know that. So don't drink water. It's bad for you. Just kidding. It's really good. Really good. I have behind me several glass jars, all right? This first jar represents your total aggregate limit, all right? Now, somebody tell me, as an independent student, what is your total aggregate limit? What is your total aggregate limit?
57.
Yes! Tiffany is correct! Way to go, my friend. $57,500 is your total aggregate limit if you are an independent student. This jar represents that $57,500. Right? This jar here represents your subsidized aggregate limit. What's your subsidized aggregate limit?
23.
Yes! 23,000 is correct. Are you two okay? Are you missing something?
No, this is
Just
fine.
making sure we're on the same page.
Ah, okay, good. The quality of the paper that Chad gives you all is garbage. He needs to work on that. This represents your subsidized aggregate limit. Again, that is $23,000. Now, this right here represents campus due. You know what campus view is, right?
Yes.
That's what you use to package a student's financial aid, right? So this is going to be our campus view packaging glass jar of science. Not really? It's exciting. All right. So let's say you have a student whose jars are empty. What do you think that means?
They have not used any of their...
Yes! You guys are scientists. You know this stuff. This student has not received any financial aid yet. So we can start awarding this student financial aid, all right? For our experiment, we are going to say that this represents our independent student, all right? So, as an independent student, how much total can we award this student in financial aid? $57,500. Well, that is their total aggregate, but as a freshman, what is their annual loan limit as an independent freshman?
$9,500.
Yes, $9,500. Obviously, the total jar is empty, so can we give them the full $9,500?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. So I am going to dip into our liquid loans of science and give them the full $9,500, right? Now, how much of that $9,500 can be subsidized loans?
$3,500.
$3,500, yes. So I'm going back into the liquid loans of science. That would have been $4,500. That would be an over-award, which is bad. You do not want to over-award. So I'm going to give back $1,000, and bam! We're also putting $3,500 in here. So it's important to understand that this is only representing your subsidized loans. This is representing both the subsidized of $3,500 plus the $6,000 of unsubsidized loans, right? Now let's look at our student as a sophomore. As a sophomore, how much in subsidized loans is he eligible for? $4,500. Yeah, so I'm going to dip this glass in the jar and give the student $4,500, right? We also need to apply it to his total, correct? So I'm going to dip it into the jar and give the student the $4,500 in sub. Are we done? No, we got to give him some additional in unsub, correct? How much in unsub is he eligible for? Yes! This is the best class he has ever had. He's getting better. $6,000 from the liquid loans of science going into the aggregate limit jar of science. We now have packaged this student's sophomore academic year. Now we can move into his junior year, right? So as a junior, how much in subsidized loans is he eligible for? $5,500 is correct. So I'm going to dip in here, get $5,500 in loans, award it to the student in his subtotal, but then I'm also going to award it into the total aggregate limit for our student as well. Are we done yet? No. What do we need to give the student in additional unsub for this academic year? $7,000 is correct. So I'm going to dip the jar into the bucket and award the student the additional $7,000.
I have a question.
Yes! I love questions. Ask away.
Now, you've already put in $5,500 into the total aggregate limit.
That is correct.
So shouldn't you only be putting another $1,500 to make the...
But he's an independent, right?
Right, but his total is $7,000, and you've already given him $5,500.
No. His total for an independent junior is actually $12,500, right?
Got it.
So he's getting the $55 in sub and the additional $7 in unsub, which brings you to your total annual loan limit for your junior independent student. Yeah.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
It does, thank you.
All right. Well, now that we are through the junior year, we now need to look at his senior year, right? So as a senior, how much in subsidized loans is he getting?
55.
Yes! So we will give him the $5,500 in sub, and we have awarded him all of his sub for this particular program, unless, of course, he goes into a 5th academic year. That's a whole different story, right? We need to put the 55 in here as well. We need to have it reflect in his total aggregate limit, too. There we go. Now, is he still eligible for more funding in a senior year? Yes. How much more can he get? $7,000 in unsubsidized loans. You are correct. So we will give him the remaining $7,000, and voila, we have packaged this student's entire financial aid program here, full sale, and on top of that, he still has funds remaining in case he were to go to another school to obtain another degree, or if he were to extend into another academic year here at Full Sail. So did we have any issues with overpayments and aggregate loan issues with this student? No! This student was perfect! That's what I love to see. Now we're going to get fun with our experiment. I am going to pull the loans back. What we are doing is we are having his student repay his loans, right? He has repaid in full. Since he's repaid in full, what does that mean?
He can reborrow.
He can reborrow, yes. Ah, but wait a minute. He didn't repay all of it. He only repaid some. So we need to update NSLDS to reflect that, right? Let's say he's only repaid some of his sub as well. I'm just continuing this because it's fun, really. There we go, that's a good stopping point. All right, so let's say you have a student that's starting at full sail, and they've already used a portion of the subsidized loans and a portion of their total loans. That means that we may get close to hitting aggregate limits a little later on, right? So let's start from his freshman year and say that he's getting full independent freshman level funding. How much in subsidized loans will he be getting? $3,500 is correct. So I'm going to give the student $3,500 in subsidized loans. I'm also going to apply the $3,500 into the total job, right? Now, can he get any more additional funding in his freshman year? Yes. How much in unsub? Yes, an additional $6,000, right? So we are going to give him the $6,000 as well in unsub. Are we able to continue into a sophomore year with giving him funding?
Not if he only paid back the freshman year.
Ah, but does he still have it remaining in his aggregate limit totals? Yeah, so if we can still see that he has it remaining, it doesn't matter if he's repaid it all yet because he still has availability before he hits his aggregate. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, as a sophomore, how much is the student eligible for in subsidized loans? 4,500, yes! Sorry if I get very excited, I just love science. So you put the 4,500 in, he's getting close. But he's still okay, he's still got a little bit of wiggle room, right? So I'm going to move over here and apply the 4,500 in his total. Ooh, he's getting close to both aggregate limits, this is getting exciting, right? So as a sophomore, is he eligible for any additional unsub? How much? 6, right? All right, let's see. Can he get the full 6,000? Ah, yes. So far, this student has been eligible for max funding in his program, right? Now we are moving into his junior year. How much as a junior can the student get in subsidized loans? 5,500 is correct. So I'm going to dip this in the jar, and I am going to give him 5,500 in subs. Oh! He made it. He still got it. It's great. But then we got to move to the total, and I don't know if he's going to get it all there. Let's see. Oh, yes! He got his full subsidized loans in his junior year. That's great! What can he get in unsub? 7,000. We are getting close. We are getting very close. Let's see now. Oh! He got the full funding in his junior year. He is still good. Woo! That was scary. All right. He has been fully funded up through his junior year. Now we got to go to his senior year and see if he can continue to receive funds. So as a senior, how much is he eligible for in subsidized loans? 5,500. All right, now, this is 5,500. This is going to be close. Let's see. Does he get the full subsidized loan in his senior year? Yes! He maxed out his subsidized loan. It always works this way. I don't know how, but he got the full sub. That is exciting. All right. But we're not done yet. We have to transfer it now into the total, and that could cause us some issues, right? Here we go. Oh, oh, oh! Oh! Yes, he can get full subsidized loans in his senior year. That is exciting. That means we maximize all total sub for this student, right? But wait a minute. He still has a balance in his senior year, doesn't he? We only gave him sub. How much is he eligible for in unsub? 7,000. I don't know if he's going to be able to get it. Let's see. He's already at his limits. There's no way. Maybe there's space in there that we can't see. Let's try it. Here we go. No, it's overflowing! No! It made a mess all over the place. Do you know what just happened? We just did an overpayment. We just over-awarded the student financial aid. You know what that means? That means he can't get any more Title IV funding until we get this mess dried up. What that really means is we have to pay it back. You don't just dry it with a towel, but we have to send it back to the Department of Education. What this experiment shows you is that it is very important that you are always looking at NSLDS. I call it the Loan Database System of Science. The reason why it is so important is it's going to show you how much you can award a student in order to prevent something like this from happening, right? So always, always, always look at NSLDS when packaging a student so that you do not accidentally over-award a student financial aid, because if you over-award a student, it makes a bloody mess. It's red and it's blood. It's a bloody mess, literally. I'm not cursing in England or whatever it is that they say over there. Anyways, that is my experimentation with aggregate limits. Hopefully it made it a little bit more understandable for you all to get and grasp, and Chad can take over from here and get back to the boring material that he's teaching, right? Any questions for me before I go and have lunch with my good friend Bill Nye? No question? I can't see. Let me wipe.
No.
All right, good. There are no questions. Great. Well, I thoroughly enjoyed being here with you all, and from what I'm being told, I get to show you all a magic trick next week on Math Day. Isn't that exciting? I get to see you again. So Billy and Tiffany and Jenna, it is great seeing you all again, and I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, right? Always practice safe experimentation. You all have a great day, all right? I will go tell Chad that you're ready to take back over. He's cleaning up that mess. I refuse to clean that garbage up. Have a great day.
You too.